Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing my mid-year freakout tag. So I know I'm probably late to the game on this, as per usual. I'm usually late to the game on these things, but I'm finally getting around to doing this tag, so here we go. The first question was best book I've read so far this year, and that is by far Sunrise on the Reaping. I knew this was going to be like my favorite book of the year as soon as I heard this book existed and it was coming out. I was just like, this is going to be it. I loved this book. I cannot wait to see what they do with the film adaptation. I've been following like all the casting news and it's very exciting. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I've been following on Instagram where they're filming certain scenes and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm beyond excited to see the adaptation of this. And this book was just such a fun jump back into the world of Pan Am. Yeah, I have so many amazing things to say about this book, but yes, this was my best book I've read so far this year. Then the next question I had was best sequel, and so for that, it's God's Grave. This is the second book in the Nevernight trilogy. I actually haven't talked about this one yet because this one is going to be in my most recent wrap up video. So I'm not going to say too much about it here. But when I do my wrap up, I'll go into more detail about all the different things I loved about it. But yeah, this series is just dark and brutal, and I love it. So yeah, it's been fun. The third question is to do your favorite reread, and I don't really reread that often, and I have not read or reread anything I would say this year. So none is my answer. Yeah. Then the next one is a genre you have been loving. And for this, I would probably say, like, I'm just kind of saying dark books because I've been enjoying lots of dark fantasy. And then I've also been enjoying lots of like dark mysteries and dark thrillers. So just like dark books in general are something that I have been enjoying a lot of this year. Also, if you guys can hear chewing, my cat is eating currently right now. So, next question is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. For that, I would say probably like Frida McFadden books. I have been recommended this author by so many people. Marcus's mom, my friend Liz, others have recommended this author to me. So I think like pretty much any of the books that she's come out with, I will have to pick up one of them. So yeah. Then we have a question which is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I don't necessarily have one right now because I have so many books that I have to read before I can even think about buying any new ones. I mean, if I don't know if I've put this video out yet at this point, but I just did my part 2 of my summer book haul, and there's just so many books in there. I just have so many. So yeah, I don't really have any books that I have like my eyes on buying right now. I'm kind of like putting myself on a book buying ban. Um, yeah, so I don't really have an answer for that one. The next question is your biggest disappointment. And this one I have as my biggest disappointment, and I wouldn't say it was like super disappointing. I think I just had a lot higher expectations for it, and that is Bad Witch Burning. This one, it just like it dealt with a character who had the ability to like talk to the dead and furthermore bring the dead back to life. Um, I thought that it was going to be like a lot more intense on the magical side of it, but it was not so. And that's like honestly my own fault because I like built up my own expectations for it and then just got let down of my own expectations, but like I set them too high, honestly. Um, so that's the only reason why it's my biggest disappointment. Because like honestly, I've had a lot of like good books this year. There hasn't been very many that I have not enjoyed, and even this one, like I gave it a 3.5, I believe. So it's like I did enjoy the book. It's just it didn't live up to the expectation I had for it. So yeah. Then we have biggest surprise, and so for this one, I put Karma Never Sleeps. So this is a thriller book where the author's PR team reached out to me to read the book and give my honest opinion on it. And so I was like, okay, sure. I didn't really have high expectations going into it just because like I had never read this author before. And it's just like, I was going into it like expecting like a run-of-the-mill suburban thriller, but this book blew me away. It was so fun and so engaging and creepy and thrilling. It just like had all the different factors to it that had me turning the pages. I was very pleasantly surprised with this one. Not that I like wasn't expecting it to be good or anything. It's just for thrillers, like it's kind of like hit or miss. Some thrillers you can get into them and you're puzzling along and you figure it out before like the twist happens and it's kind of a letdown. But in this case, like I figured out what was happening, but I was still very satisfied with the ending. And I find that when a thriller can leave you still satisfied like that, then that's a good thriller. And that's how I felt with this book. So yeah, no, it was a surprise for me and it was great. I don't have the physical copy here anymore because I lent it to my partner's mom to read, so she has it right now. But yeah, I do have a physical copy. It's just not currently with me because I'm making everybody else read it. Then the next question is your favorite new author. So this is like debut or new to you. And this one I'm kind of like, this is like, I don't know if this is totally fair, but I'm going to say Jay Kristoff because the only time I've read Jay Kristoff aside from like his own books, which I started this year, was for the Illuminae series and the Aurora Rising, I think it's Aurora Rising, where he co-writes them with Amy Kaufman. So yeah, those ones like they weren't fully him and it was kind of hard to tell like which voice he was sometimes. Whereas now I've read his own books where I know whose voice this is. So that's why I'm choosing him. And yeah, he's been a fun author to read because he's very sarcastic, he's very dark, all the things I love. And we have newest fictional crush, and I don't really get fictional crushes, so I don't have an answer for this one. It's just not something that I get. So yeah. And then newest favorite character, I would have to say is probably Ashlyn, and she's a character in the Nevernight series and God's Grave. So she's in these books. She's more of a side character, but she's just a badass, and you never know like what she's gonna do. She's also a very like morally gray character, so you don't know like yeah, you don't know what to expect with her. And I love when you don't know what to expect with a character where they're like kind of always surprising you in certain ways. So yeah, Ashlyn's fun. Plus she's got an attitude on her and I love it. So yeah, I'm here for her as a character. Then we have a book that made you cry, and none of the books I've read this year have made me cry. It's very rare that that happens in general. So I don't really have anything for that. But book that made me happy, Openly Straight. I read this one and I thought it was a lot of fun. It was following a character who is like the token gay kid from where he's from. And he goes to a boarding school where he decides he doesn't want to be the token gay kid. So he is openly straight, even though he is gay. And so he acts straight to like all his like sports team teammates and just tries to get through the year pretending to be straight, but also like falling for his teammates. So yeah, it was a very interesting read, very heartwarming and fun. And yeah, I had a good time with it. Then we have the most beautiful book you have received or bought. And I would have to say it's Firebird, this one that I received from Tor, because those sprayed edges are so cool. And they got dragons on it. And there's a map on the inside that's full color. So yeah, this is definitely the most beautiful book I've received this year. The last question is books that you need to read by the end of the year. And so for this one, it would be Dark Dawn, which is the third book in this series. I really want to finish off the series because it's just been so much fun to read, and I'm very excited to see how it all ends. And who knows, maybe after I finish that, then I'll jump into his Empire of the Vampire series. I don't know. Marcus has those books, so I could jump into that series. We'll have to see. But yeah, I do want to finish the series off. And then I could say like I read the whole series this year, which would be cool. Next up, I gotta shout out some booktubers before this video is done. And so I'm gonna say Steph from Coffee Over Apples, because she's been great for joining in on readathons and always doing reading sprints on the weekends. And I've been like participating, even if I'm not part of her reading sprints on camera, like I'll participate in the chat and just have fun with that. So yeah, definitely go check out Steph. And then also Vanessa from Read with Dr. B. She is a powerhouse with reading sprints and also doing all sorts of different readathons. So yeah, she's doing one that's coming up in August, which is Arc August, and this is the intention of it is to like get through all your arcs. So definitely go check that out and check out her channel as well. And that's it for my video, guys. Yeah, I know I'm late to this one, but feel free to give some of your answers in the comments down below as well, because I'm always curious to know what's going on in the book world with all of you guys. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Coffee page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as a link to buy my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post new videos whenever, so yeah. And remember, keep on reading.